Hey, welcome into the round pen with this little mare, Sky. She's been with me now for about a month. Now, I had this horse before 2 years ago. I actually owned her when she was a yearling and a 2-year-old, and then probably had 50 rides on her or so, and sold her to one of my clients who took her home, rode her some, and then the horse went lame and spent about a year not being ridden. So she had almost like 11 and a half months not being ridden. And so her owner brought her back to me about a month ago to kind of get her tuned back up. She's healed up enough that she can be ridden now. And when she came back, she had two issues. The first one was that she wanted to kick her hind legs up, fart, and take off running toward the barn. And she'd just, just real sassy. So I worked through that, took a couple of weeks, and she even bucked with me once. Just her being, basically, being sassy and barn sour and kind of immature. She's kind of emotionally, kind of mentally immature. So I kind of worked through that. Her second issue, which is now the big thing, is trying to get her to walk around and to carry herself in balance, which could even possibly be one of the reasons she had some trouble with lameness on her front end. So a horse that's not balanced, think of it this way. Think of it like a football lineman, if he were going to protect the quarterback and he's just standing there like this. He's not going to do very well, is he? He's got to get his feet spread apart. He's got to get his back arched. He's got to get in the right position to be able to make those athletic moves. And a horse is similar. They've got to keep their body balanced. And she kind of runs around like a drunk giraffe sometimes and sticks her nose one way and her feet sticking out the other way. And so what I'm working on with her, and this German Martingale's helping me a little bit. I did that on a previous video. So if you didn't see that video on this German Martingale, scroll down if you would and find it. Show you what it does, and it's not essential. I could do it without it, but it helps a little bit. Is I'm going to start off by bumping her with my spurs on her belly, and when I did that, my left spur, see her bend her rib cage. Obviously, the horse has to be used to spurs, and then I'm lifting up with my left hand so that I'm putting a bend into her body, which you should be able to see. She's got a pretty nice, like a C-shape bend, and she's got her nose down pretty nice. And if she pushes her nose out, which she did a lot in the beginning, then I will bump her with my spurs. I won't pull harder with my hands, okay? If you get into a contest pulling on your horse's mouth, you'll end up with a horse that's stronger than you. You won't win that fight, okay? And so, like right there, she brought her nose up, and I'm just touching her with my spurs, and she brought her nose back down. So I release the reins with my pinkies every time she puts her nose where I want it. And if she brings her nose up, then I'll put a little pressure on the bit and bump her with my spurs. So she's kind of figuring that out at a walk. Let's see what she can do. See her head come up? That's what she does. Let me see if I can ease her into a trot and keep her nose down. I don't know if she can do it or not. Oh, she did. Good girl. She kind of lost her bend a little bit, and she's kicking her butt out of the circle, which I can't fix everything all at once. Okay, that's another deal for another day. So she's not keeping her bend as well at a trot as she did at a walk. Okay, and so when she came out of it there, I just started kissing to her and bumping her with my legs. Okay, so she doesn't keep it nearly as well as at a trot as she did at the walk. Let's come across here and change directions. So I'm going to change my feet a little bit, bump her a little harder with my right spur. If I need, I'm not just thumping on her. There we go, good. She put her nose down, and she's kind of pushing down toward the ground. I'll let her do a little bit of that. There we go, good. Okay, now, we should get a nice collected stop here. Let's see. Ooh. Well, it wasn't nice, but okay. She kind of came out of frame when I asked her to stop. Now I got her back in it. Okay, let's see what we do at a walk. I want her to stay with her back up. Yeah, that's a little better. She did push on my hands a bit. Okay, I want her to keep her back up, keep her hind end engaged here, and stop and set Okay, that's better. And I'm barely pulling on her. Okay, so that actually isn't too bad. 2 weeks ago, it was way uglier than that. Okay, so that's how you teach a horse to stay in balance. Do it at a walk, do it at a trot, eventually you do it at a lope. And don't let her, you know, my goal for the next couple of weeks as I'm riding her is to try to keep her balanced all the time. Hopefully I won't have to ride around pulling on her mouth all the time. I don't want to. Okay, I want her to be able, like that, she almost stayed there. I want her to kind of hold it on her own without me having to pull on her. There you go, that's pretty good. So she's kind of starting in the very baby stages, starting to get the memo. Okay, so that's balance and sort of collection.